On March 19, 2011, the first annual Backyard Bound Youth Summit was held by the Inspiring Young Emerging Leaders program and took place at the Robb Hill Campground in the Presidio of San Francisco. Backyard Bound was created to bring young people from around the Bay Area to contribute to the national discussion of youth outdoor engagement in national parks. Last year, President Obama's America's Great Outdoors initiative scanned the nation to figure out how to make the outdoors more relevant to youth. I-YEL created Backyard Bound to not only bring young people from the Bay Area to a national park, but to also inspire them and give them a chance to create positive change in their parks and how they see the outdoors. This unique opportunity was created to capture the voices of young people from all around the Bay Area, giving them a chance to contribute to the national discussion of parks through a conference created by youth like themselves. Throughout the summit, voices shined, but a few, like the following, inspired.
My youth, I'm blessed with young life right now, and I gotta use it. You know, I got a lot of potential. Everybody does, and honestly, I dream big. I want to change the planet one day. You know.
Well, I feel ecstatic that an entire team of youth was able to get together and create an awesome summit. I think it's just testament to the fact that investing money in an initiative like this, in stuff like a center and a nonprofit, and in kids who are basically all under 18, it's actually really worth your adults' time and investment and their faith.
So I've been around here a long time, and I've seen the National Park Service change. One of the things the park is trying to do is to mean something to young people. These national parks are not just for people who are rich, who live in fancy neighborhoods, who live near national parks way out there in the hinterlands. They're for everybody. These parks are your parks, and that's a different National Park Service than when I started.
In order to create a successful summit that reflected the experiences and opinions of a diverse group of youth, I-YEL invited other diverse youth programs to the event, and also accepted individuals who have signed up of their own accord. Every participant, including the following, brought a new perspective to the discussions and ideas formed at the summit.
My neighborhood, it needs help straight up, because you have homeless arguing in front of my house, gunshots, and then arguments, all that stuff. It's just ain't really the goodest neighborhood around San Francisco.
It sounds like you had a lot of chances to do this, right?
Yeah.
But do you think a lot of kids do? Are you special?
No, not a lot of people get a chance to.
Why?
Because they're not in great programs like these.
And do you want them to be in those programs? How can you get them?
They should try to get into these programs because it helps them get to see the world in different ways, get a different view on things.
And what are you excited for?
Sleeping at night.
Really? You never slept outside, right? And why haven't you think?
Because I never had this experience before.
Then why not?
Because nobody mentioned it to me until last year.
A major goal of the I-YEL team was to have youth develop a deeper understanding and value of parks so that they would utilize them more often. Participants engaged in outdoor activities like ropes courses, scavenger hunts, and wilderness training, as well as several workshops teaching topics such as environmental justice and cultural identity. Many campers were trying these activities for the very first time. Others were more experienced in the outdoors, but were still excited to participate in these unique opportunities.
Yeah, when I was 7, I used to live in front of a park that had this really bent tree, and my mom couldn't get me off the tree. Just opened me up to basically the environment like this, just not this type, more play structure, so of course climbing and other fun things.
And your mom wasn't hella scared because you're going off to adventure camp?
My dad, we do mountain biking and skiing and stuff. I like it. I think I get to experience a lot of things that most people don't get to do.
why going outdoors? Well, I rarely spend time with my family outdoors. We usually just stay indoors, do events and all that things. We usually just go fishing, that's it. We never go like camping and all that stuff. And yeah, I think we should change that.
The most important goal of the Backyard Bound Youth Summit was to develop several ideas that would engage youth and their relationship with their parks. I-YEL accomplished this by separating the discussions into 3 groups: family, technology, and youth campaigns. Each discussion was facilitated by I-YEL interns, and the results successfully reflected the different and many voices which were heard.
Participants, they discuss various sort of propagandas or youth campaigns to get large groups of kids outdoors. And one of the things they proposed was having a outdoor Olympics, something to get the blood flowing, because people love healthy competition. So it's sort of like a great ordeal to include into the national parks. And something else that they discussed was wearing recreational park t-shirts, so they could represent their city parks by wearing it, like Point Bonita, Muir Woods, all these sort of cool different type of parks. And also having class time to go outdoors and study plants and environmental science classes. And just a bunch of splurging ideas of creative youth trying to get outside.
I'll discuss families and the parks because we believe that our parents, our siblings, and our relatives have the biggest influence on our lives. And one participant even said, how come amusement parks look more attractive on TV than the national parks? And the fact is we don't have enough media attention about our parks. Instead, radio, television, and newspaper and magazine ads should highlight the parks and what you can do there for families, because they might not know. So how about advertising Crissy Field and flying kites? Or maybe you could advertise for a food fair, because families love food. And if the government catered such events like this and gave families money to teach the public how to cook their own family meals, you could encourage healthy cooking and also enjoying time outdoors. Also, we wanted to talk about tackling the issue of transportation. The government should provide shuttles that will take entire families from little kids to their grandpas all the way across the city, or maybe a place 20 miles away they never traveled to before. And hopefully also they could get some guidance at the park of what to do, maybe a lesson how to kayak, or also just a guided tour. Lastly, we'd also talk about our local parks. Sometimes people know they're there, but they don't go there because they're unhealthy. So the government should provide surveys where families can rate their parks and get the improvement that they need to meet their demands for a healthy park that they'll visit.
One of the key discussion topics was also technology. And in today's day and age, it's really difficult to separate teens from their technology, but we decided to use this instead of something to fight against, something to work with. And we went and asked the teen participants, what can we do to get you and your friends outdoors? And they answered plain and simply, give me some outlets. And it's a really cool concept to go ahead and bring technology to the outdoors. One of the really cool ideas of the summit was to actually have an outdoor-based trading card game where people would take pictures of plants they find on trails, maybe even animals. It'd be photo identified. Right then and there you could find out all the information about it, and then when you go home you could upload it to your computer and then trade it online in an online trading card community based on the outdoors. We thought that was a really innovative idea right there. Another really cool idea was having pre-planned scavenger hunts, and what would happen if a teen and their friends wanted to have something to do, they could go online, download these scavenger hunt clues, and do their own scavenger hunt through the city. They could do it on their own. Companies could decide to use this as a format for a contest. And it has real potential for corporate partnership. Those things really spoke out to kids. It's something to help them get outdoors. Going to the outdoors kind of costs money, which is what many teens don't have. And so we decided to go ahead and use that to combine with technology to get kids really excited about embracing and engaging in their outdoors.
Throughout this youth summit, young people from around the Bay Area established a presence that effortlessly penetrated the heavy rain and windstorm that tried to dampen their shining spirits. Teens demonstrated leadership and confidence, many speaking with a conviction that said, "I want to be heard." Backyard Bound brought together 100 Bay Area young people and successfully discussed several exciting solutions and ideas to get youth to come to their parks. At the same time, participants experienced the parks in a whole new way, meeting new people and trying new things. Backyard Bound was
great! We were thrown in there and we made it happen.
It's kind of exciting when I look back on it.
I feel good.
People had fun. There was never like a frowny face because of the rain.
And we planned it with a lot of hard work and we put a lot of effort into it.
I think it was really cool. It was just, I don't know, it's like, I can't really describe.
Enough said.
I feel accomplished because I had a big role in it just like the other I-YELers. So I feel that I was part of something big.